Good morning. Happy Thursday. Hope everyone's having a great morning. Um I am I've only taken one trade. I lost it obviously, and it actually was kind of a force if I'm being completely honest. Um Me not having any trades until now, I kind of forced it, and yeah, more so, I was kind of hoping that I didn't have to continue this rule of this was a pullback to my middle level, and I was hoping that I did not have to continue the rule of not trading that in the zone, but it looks like I do have to, which is fine. But that's kind of where we are. So without that trade, I would basically be going the first 34 minutes of the session with no trades. It's been extremely choppy. Good morning, Trader's Chick. Good morning, good morning. Good morning, Applejacks. But yeah, so I've only taken the one trade. It lost, and it was definitely forced. So normally, like, if I take this particular trade and it's a pullback to my minor level, but we're inside of this zone, I can take it. But it pulled all the way back to my middle level, and I still took it, and I wasn't supposed to. Not really a tilt type of thing, but just a god dang it. I've been this whole entire session with no valid setups, and let's just take it. But like I said, I kind of had the thought process of I don't really know if I can't take trades inside of the zone with the middle level anymore, but it looks like I need to continue that because it already was a thing. So whatever, just a little $100 loss. Hopefully in the next hour and a half I can get enough trades to kind of mitigate that and make the red go away, but we'll see. The charts are pretty nasty. This is what a 5-minute chart looks like. It looks pretty disgusting, but yeah, we'll see what happens. We've kind of been really going back and forth between the change bias zones. Like, we started off in a downtrend bias, changed to an uptrend bias. However, it wasn't really a full change really, because we immediately rejected and kind of really traded between the zones honestly. So if I go back, so I can't take trades right now anyway. So this is where the trend bias changed to an uptrend, and you can see this zone that I'm drawing for what's happening now was literally around the same area. It went from here to here. So we changed to an uptrend, but there was an immediate rejection, and we just kind of traded in between there and the next zone this entire time. We came up, tried to test it, rejected again. Then we did reject to the downside, but you can see just like what happened when we changed to an uptrend, it was an immediate rejection again. And this is why when there is a pullback to my middle or major level right after changing biases and the previous bar hits the bottom of the zone, this is why I don't take the trade, but I still did it anyway, being impatient, which does not happen often. And yeah, we're still literally stuck in this same area. So you can see the red line is where the major level is. So we're going to have to either trade below this zone or break on the upside and actually continue the uptrend. Until then, I'm just not going to have trades because all the levels that are happening in between here are invalidating the trades, which is good because they would lose anyway. So we'll just kind of have to see. We'll have to see what happens. But for me, as long as I can get back positive before we end the day, that's all I care about. And then what I am going to do tomorrow is the account that renews on Monday. I'll just multiply my contracts tomorrow, starting at the beginning of the session, because really what happens with the account doesn't really matter at that point. And we'll just kind of go from there. But really choppy. Really, really choppy. So we'll just kind of have to see what happens and go from there. Oh, what now, bro? I did go through yesterday and I looked through quite a bit of stuff. I told y'all I would come back today and let you know how yesterday's session would be after I looked through a couple of things I thought was really important based on the losses yesterday. And yeah. Let me go find. So, yesterday I won 4, lost 6, broke even on 1. And out of the 6 losses, actually all 6 of them, I was able to go through the rules and figure out what needed to be done to prevent that. A couple of them I actually was a little bit iffy on initially, but once I went back through the data again, it all made sense. And that's that. So shouldn't have been any losses yesterday, but it helped me to fix my rules a little bit, so that was important. All right, we are getting somewhat of a move down. Let's see, I need that to be in the body. I'm kind of hoping that we put, oh, well, now we're at the major resistance level, so I can't take a buy there. But yeah, after I went through and I looked at all of that stuff, please don't reject here. Push down some more. I went through and I looked at the data from last week to see if it would significantly change the profit and loss and the win-loss ratio from last week, because of course with some of the adjustments that I made, I did take away some winners in the process, but basically it ended up just being around the same, basically. So I took out 4 wins and 4 losses from last week, and I think a break even or something like that. But because of course I'm trading a 1-to-1, me taking away just as many losses as wins actually puts my profit a little bit better. So yeah, so it looks like the adjustments that were made aren't a bad thing. Open 325. All right, I'm just going to, because this is pretty important. What I don't want is us to reject here. Perfect. See, everything's fine when I follow my rules. The problem is I just got to get all the rest of the rules together, but I think we're good. I have literally gone through everything with a fine-tooth comb over the weekend, again yesterday, I think a couple of days this week. So unfortunately, sometimes you just got to get a couple of extra losses with something before you can solidify a rule. So hopefully that was my last time going through all of that. I don't feel like dealing no more. No more. Uh-oh. What is, oh, there's gonna be a pin bar. All right, so that was just an alternate divergence. It was a pretty huge drop down, but just an alternate divergence real quick. No divergence here. I'm just waiting for the next pullback. Good morning, Online Safety. How are you this morning? Good morning, Trenches. How are you guys? So we're break even now, 1 win, 1 loss, and the 1 win was me forcing shit because it was 9:04 and I hadn't taken a trade. I don't force often. I've learned my lesson. We won't do it again. We won't. So technically the first trade happened at 9:12, the first valid trade. 1.7, 2.8. PLC is too high right now. Now we have a weak level, so I don't want to trade here. And we're getting close to the session low, so well, now that changes things a little bit. Not yet. I would have needed this to go up 1 more bar. Right now the swings, this swing and this swing are of equal volume. So anytime that happens, I treat it as if this one is less volume than this one. So because of that, I couldn't take the trade. It looks like it almost lost. And there's the loss. And that's why I treated it that way. Because if this would have been more volume in that swing, I would have been able to take the trade no matter where the POC was. But it looks like it would have wicked me out by 1 tick if I would have taken it. 94.25. Yep, by 1 tick. 1 freaking tick. All right, and this is where I have to pay attention to my prime highs and lows. I'm doing well. I'm holding a short runner from 642. Ooh. And you don't have a TP, right? You just use a trailing? I feel like that's what I remember you saying. All right, got a quick little scout there. That was just a divergence play off of the session low. I really just needed it to clear the prime low because initially when it was trying to reject right here, I would have gotten screwed. Because the body of the candle would have been, the prime low would have went through the body of the candle. So I was just waiting for it to clear there. Trying to see if we're gonna get a double bottom rejection or not. Gotta be careful because, yep, as soon as the zigzag changes, I gotta break even. That's what I just did just now. All good. All right, so we didn't quite touch the low right here. Oh, let me write on my chart that this exact changed, because otherwise when I go back and look, I won't be able to see that since it ended up green, but we definitely had the flash of red, which is what caused me to break even. Next divergence I cannot take because I don't like double bottom starts with this kind of divergence, because we basically have a lower low double bottom divergence, so I don't like that. Now if this was my alternate divergence where this was a lower high, then I could do the double bottom. So we have to just wait for the pullback, basically. See if we're going to continue trading into the session low. I'm glad we got a breakout. We were way too choppy this morning. Way too choppy. All right, and no trade here. My minor level's weak. Well, if we push up far enough, I'll be able to trade, but not if it rejects at my minor level. The minor level's weak, plus we're coming back from a session low, so that can't do that one. Can't do that one. Good morning, Granny. And what did you know? We rejected right before hitting my middle level. But we also closed right on the rotation, so there was gonna be no trade there. All right, so I was hoping we rejected and started pushing up, but we did not. So I'll wait for the next pullback. No divergence here. I'm gonna have to break even if we can get down there. We might not get there. Nope. I think one thing I also do want to look at is and I used to trade this way, but I stopped paying attention to the regular trades. Like, this is a regular pullback and we got a double bottom in the middle. I want to start going back. I need to go back and look at those happenings, because I used to require a certain volume pattern when I was trading the other way I used to trade. So I'm not sure if that is a thing again, and I need to see. What I was going to end up doing was, if we got down to, because this bar didn't touch or create a new session low, I was going to automatically break even at the session low anyway. And this is probably kind of my fault, because most of the time, if my entry is within a couple of ticks of wherever I'm going to break even, I will typically not even take the trade. So I probably just honestly shouldn't have taken the trade. And that would have just been a loss that I could have just mitigated, because it was kind of no point in taking, you know what I mean? But it's all good. All right, no divergence here. Too much volume in this swing. All right, I also traded dumb, but I just took a short 582.50 so I could stop sweating. Where's your target at? TP over 1,000 ticks. Ooh, not go, Mr. KeAmber. Applejacks, I am going to ban you at this point. Mrs. Safety, I'm weak. Small red, I'm waiting to see if we hold 580 or continue to sell off. I got my Top Step funded account yesterday, so I'm floating. Congratulations. Oh, did you guys hear? So I don't know how many of you guys have ever heard of Lilu or how many of you guys have ever traded with them. I only know of them because, um, if I'm not mistaken, that was the first prop firm that Alpine ever got a payout from. If I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong. My memory's all over the place, but I feel like that's what it is. And I forgot, I can't take the next pullback either because this starts with a double top. So I'll just zoom in a bit because nothing else really matters at this point. We basically just be waiting for the next divergence play to see if it comes into play. But so with Lilu, apparently now traders are not permitted to use trade copiers or copy software on the following account types: accelerator accounts, accounts with either 10-day or 15-day payout edge enhancers, accounts with the wave 30% rule edge enhancer, accounts with the reduced rule from 30% to 50% edge enhancer, weekly accounts, or third-party accounts. Says traders are also restricted from copying more than 3 accounts simultaneously. Any PA account found using copiers in violation of these rules will be closed immediately. Interesting. Very interesting. All right, we might get a little chop fest right here. We do have natural gas coming up at 9:30, which usually isn't really a problem and doesn't really create volatility on NQ, but we do have it, so I am going to sit out of it because it's still a news event at the end of the day. That was my TP 61 handles. Ooh, I love it. I love it. Oh, you say you took a short to 582. My bad. I don't know why I initially read it as you took the short at 582. My bad. All right, let's see what we get here. Looking to see if it's going to reject at my middle level or the major one. You guys can see the major one. You just can't see the middle one. The major one's the big red line. All right, so we rejected, but not in the way that I wanted to. So now we wait. I just gotta make sure I watch the time because I have to stop at 9:29. All right, we just pushed too low right there. But I am really, y'all, I'm really enjoying this whole POC thing because it's really preventing a lot of trades that I used to take. It's preventing so many losses. Like, this is a trade that I would have taken the other way that I was trading volume, but because the POC was above my middle level, it didn't clear it. I didn't take it. You see, I would have been wicked out for it to go in my direction. So yeah, I'm like thoroughly enjoying this. And it's been, I think this is the 4th week that I started trading this. I feel like I started on the 20th. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so this is week 4. And I feel like I'm making so much more progress than I was. The last way I was trading, I started it in January and I got all the way until May and still was making tweaks. Like, So I feel way better about this way better. I think we might have hit our last round of tweaks this week, which a month of trading, I only went into this strategy with 1 week of data. So yeah, taking a week to make tweaks, I don't think it's really that bad. Let's see. All right, this divergence can start with a double top, right? No, not here. It can't. If we get up there, it can. They don't like money, I guess. It's got to be something. Maybe people are making too much money because they're copy trading. Anytime people do stuff like that, I just feel like people are just withdrawing too much money for you, and so you got to do certain things like that to prevent them from doing it. All right, no sell. We've pushed too hard off of this sell rotation level, which indicates that we are going to an uptrend, which we are in the moment. So I'll just wait for this pullback to happen, and now I can't trade anymore. I'll start trading again at 9:31. All right, so that's the zone now. And let's see, that was the forced trade. Divergence. Is this a trade I was yeah. This was actually a really good trade based on structure. But yeah, I think that double bottom middle just kind of fucked me right there. All right. I know I already have rules for certain divergences that have double bottom middles. So I think that's what I'm going to do today, is just look at the regular, all the pullbacks that have double bottom middles, double bottom or double top. Because aside from that, everything looked the way I wanted it to look. And it could just be that that's just one of the times it's going to lose, and that's okay. Is it 9:31 yet? Yeah, it is. All right, as long as the POC stays low with this rejection, I'll enter the trade. And it moved too high. Now it moved back low. Moved back too high. The POC is all over the place. It's like moving from here to the open of the bar, from the wick to the open. Okay, and we're back low. But it looks like we're gonna no? Alright. Ooh. No. Zam Zaddy. Alright, CZ change. Zigzag change there. I was hoping that we got a push to use this as a support zone, but it doesn't look like it wants to do that. And this is kind of where like my whole, should I go back to waiting for at least one swing? Maybe not two, but had I waited 2 full swings or even just one swing after news, I wouldn't have gotten into the trade. So maybe I have to revisit that as well. I know for sure I don't want to wait 2 full swings after market open. There's no reason to do it. But possibly we might need to wait for 1 swing. One at least. I mean, the only volume that really came from that was from, it started here. 9:31 was the close of this candle. So no, Well, I mean, that would mean that I would need 2 full swings because that was the first swing right there. But I just think that it's just a trade that lost, honestly. So without my forced trade, I would just basically be break even right now. I can't take this trade as much as I want to because the previous bar pushed off that zone right there. That's how I lost the forced trade earlier today. Except we were still trading in the zone, but it wouldn't have stopped me out just yet. It came back to the open of the bar, but one more tick in that direction and I would have lost. Don't tell me this is going to be the one that wins. Interesting. Yeah, the only difference between this trade and the one I forced earlier was that the other one was inside of the zone and this one's not. So that could be a contributing factor. I don't really know. But I think I just like the rule of just don't trade it if it's trying to push back towards the zone, even though the trend bias is an uptrend. But we rejected on the zone that changed it to an uptrend. So I don't know, guys. We're starting to trade under the major level, so we might try to start pushing back, pushing back down again. Need to break here. I walked into work this morning and determined I'm getting steak for lunch. Good morning, Amelia. Good morning, good morning. What kind of steak? What's your favorite cut of steak? I tell you, my favorite is ribeye. Nothing beats a ribeye or a tomahawk. But a ribeye, just thinking about it. Definitely my favorite. Please don't start chopping between zones again. Pick a side, any side, but please no chop. The yellow line is the middle pivot level, which I no longer have to not trade at that level, which is exciting. Because the other way I used to trade, I couldn't trade at the level, couldn't trade going back to the level, like none of it. So maybe we continue the uptrend. Maybe, just maybe. Need it to be body, but can't take the sell too close to the break-even level. Literally one tick away. I'd have to break even at that buy rotation. So hopefully if we're going to reject, we reject a lot higher. Because also I don't want to trade going back into this zone. I would break even there. So I wanted to just push much higher. Just get away from here. At least come up to like maybe 592 or something. All right. so I want the... Okay. It's a lot better. Except, oh, there we go. I was gonna say the POC is not where I want it to be, but it just dropped. No. That was too high again. 90. Might keep, yeah. POC is still too high in the candle. We're kind of rejecting off of the VWAP though. It doesn't look like it's trying to close below it. We got two outside candles that rejected off the VWAP. POC is still too high. Now it's low enough. Now it's high again. Got an hour left. Maybe now that we've kind of broken out of the chop fest zone, we'll be alright a little bit. The POC was just too high in that candle. And now I need it to be high in this one for me to take it, because we're rotating over where my middle level just changed to an uptrend to match the minor and major levels. And we might push down too far actually. Now we're rejecting off the bottom side of the VWAP. We just rejected twice off the top. Alright, yeah, we've pushed down too far now. Unless we push back here. Ooh. I don't like that rejection. I rejected way too hard. So I think I'm gonna go back to alright, CC change. Alright, so with this trade, right, I had this rule of, alright, this was a regular pullback. It was just a deep pullback to my middle level, right? And I have a rule for the just regular pullbacks that I want the POC to be in the wick of the candle, but I allow the body of the candle if this volume is more than this volume, which it was. But I actually don't think that I like it. I think I'd rather just keep the keep it in the wick, because I'm pretty sure when I go look now that all the times that I made the exception, there's probably maybe one win at this point, maybe two, and I think all the rest of them lost. And I only made the exception because of a trade that I had saw one, and I was like, oh, I wonder if that works from here on out. It hasn't been. It hasn't been. So I'm gonna go back to that. Wick only. I'm just making notes on my little notepad. I'm gonna go back to that because that's annoying. I'm pretty sure I lost a trade like that a couple of I don't remember if it was yesterday, but I know it was at least once this week and a couple of times last week. I'm pretty certain, actually. Good morning, Rio. How are you? Y'all is not finna do this to me. I don't know. Sweet Green has this caramelized steak bowl that's calling my name. Sweet Greens. I've never heard of that before. My salad place has a grilled avocado salad that is so good. Grilled avocado? I've never. That sounds so good. You want to know something? Avocados, I'm so iffy about. I love me some guacamole, but avocados are like a hit or miss for me. I could eat guac all day, every day, but for you to just slice some avocado and put it on something for me, no, man. Sometimes it hits, but most of the times it misses. It's in Dallas. I used to live in Dallas. I love Dallas. Of all the places that I've lived, Dallas is my absolute favorite place. Absolute favorite. I am about to, because I want to see. I know I lost this trade earlier. I'm going to look. Because right now I can't really trade anyway. I just gotta kind of see what the consolidation is gonna look like here at the major level. See if we continue the uptrend or switch to a downtrend. But let's see. It was on the wick yesterday and it won. Let's see. Sell, buy. But we'd be going off of that level. I don't want to take that. Let's see. Another wick on last Thursday won. Here's a body that won. Wick. It's all the wicks that I don't have to worry about. It's the body of the candles that I have to worry about. And I think I'm just gonna go back to wicks only. Which is not a hard thing to change. Let's see what else we got. There's a wick there. That's like the first wick that lost. Here is where it went into. So on Monday the 3rd is the first time that I saw it hit the body of the candle, and I was like, oh, let's see if that works out. And yeah, I just don't think that I like it, actually. I'm entitled to feel that way. Let's see. But at least I don't have a lot to look over. It's like getting less and less for me to look over each day, so that's good. That lets me know I'm rounding the corner of finalizing it. Wick, win, wick, win. Here's a body. That one as well. Oh, okay. So, I don't think it's the body of the candle that's the problem. I think what the problem is when the body works out, my minor level has to be weak at the time. I think that's the part that I'm missing. And it wasn't weak right there. Let's see what price does here. Hopefully we don't start consolidating between these two zones. They are very close together. I can't take divergence right here, so I'm just waiting on the pullback. All right, we rejected there. I think I found it. I think that's what it is. All right. No pullback here. So, but most of the trades are wicks. So yeah, once I write everything down, we'll see. Or it could just be that that's one of the times that it's just gonna lose. We'll see. No divergence. We pushed off of that change zone right there that obviously didn't change anything. So we'll just wait for the pullback to see if we continue the uptrend. This is what a 5-minute chart is looking like. NinjaTrader? Yes, I use NinjaTrader. I just looked them up. They in the rack. They are in Chicago. For those of you guys who don't know what the rack is. Yeah, I only use NinjaTrader. I do not like any other platform. I've used Thinkorswim. I did like Thinkorswim when I used to trade my personal account with them. Shit. That's all. Okay, that's better. Oh, but now that just made that really weird. 3, 8. All right, now we've pushed down too far. Good. I wasn't really a fan of the rejection there, so I'm kind of glad it didn't happen. Actually. All right, but now. All right, the zigzag kind of screwed itself on the outside bar. But yeah, I used to use Thinkorswim at one point, which that's probably one of the only other platforms that I really enjoy, especially because, you know, whatever you do on your computer charts translates over onto the phone charts and vice versa. But I've had a NinjaTrader lifetime license for probably going on 5 years now, but I've been using NinjaTrader for way longer than that. And yeah, it's just one of my favorite platforms, honestly. I've tried TradingView before. I 1,101,000,000% hated it. Hated it. What else have I tried? Let's see. Used to be in the body, but we did just touch that level, which I don't like, so I'll stay out of it. I also used the Nadex platform, obviously, when I was trading binary options. That's what I used. I just feel like a lot of people think that NinjaTrader is really clunky and it's just not a great platform. I've never had issues with it. And I also just like the fact that if you are someone who likes to use indicators, I know there's a lot of naked chart traders, but if you're somebody who likes to use indicators, I think that they have the absolute best variety of indicators, whether it's free indicators or paid indicators. You get a lot of options. And I also like their ATM. I like the ATM strategies. There are a lot of platforms that either don't really have great ATMs, or like the way you set them up is really clunky, just different things like that. So this has just always been my preference. 7, this did touch here. which I don't even think is gonna matter. It's not. Now this is kind of a weird. I really don't want it to reject here. See, my problem right now, and this is probably going to lose, it's probably not going to be able to push through my major level right there. But I don't have anything that tells me to break even there. So if it loses, it just loses. Which it looks like it's going to. I mean, it hit it and just completely rejected immediately. I mean, I guess I could just break even since I don't really like the trade, which I just did. Now watch, if it pushes through here, I'm gonna be pissed. But we just were too close there. But it's where I wanted it to be. So my other problem is we're in this damn zone, which is not really a problem, but we'll see. This is gonna make me mad if it wins, so. But that immediate rejection was like, ew. Yeah, I just don't like us being in the zone. Now right here is when I would have broken even no matter what, because the zigzag changed and I would have ended up with a break-even trade anyway. So I guess no harm, no foul. And at least I know now that that's not really an issue. I mean, it did come one tick from stopping me out. But yeah, so it would have been a break-even trade no matter what. And it went 17 ticks, so it would have broken even, period. Whether it was the zigzag change or it just going 17 ticks. So that makes me a little happy. At least it didn't go the full win. But everything about the setup I liked except this. I feel like we're just about to go back into a fucking chop fest. Break even now. I'm not feeling it today. Walk away. We're about to hit 10 o'clock anyway. Volume is going to dry up. Volatility is going to be ass probably. Just walk away. If you got yourself out of the hole, just walk away. I need a Ferrari Roma 3.8 TV8 coupe 2-door. I need it. You need it? I don't know about a need. I don't know about a need. I'm not into cars, but everything that you listed, it sounds like it's a crazy powerful car. And probably really nice looking too. Speaking of cars, did Alpine's car ever get delivered? I haven't been on anyone's channel in a minute. The only thing I've been doing is watching Nutty's recaps every day. That's it. I'm just kind of in this like, I need to be in my zone right now. It's kind of where I'm at the moment. Like, can we just choose which way we're gonna go? That would be really nice. I have noticed today that the change zones are really huge. They're bigger than what they normally are. Probably like maybe 25% bigger. It's like 7 points, it looks like. Just choose a direction. I just want to get a couple more trades in the next 45 minutes. Today has just been ass. But we work the kinks out. We're gonna work the kinks out until the rest of the week. And next week we should be good to go. almost got caught in that trade. But I remember that I needed the volume pattern for the swings to look a certain way, and it was not. I have most of my rules memorized at this point, especially the divergence ones. The regular pullbacks might take me just a little minute, but it shouldn't take long for me to memorize everything. Still no divergence on the next one because we got a double bottom here to start it. So we'll just wait for the pullback to kind of see how we're going to play this out. Which more than likely there's going to be too much volume in this next swing for me to take the swing down. Yep. And the zigzag just changed to green. So nothing here. It's 10 o'clock. Let's see if we get the 10 o'clock volatility and lag. Could have taken that one, but as you can see, I would have just gotten out at break even. Zigzag changed and it would have broken even on this bar right here, because that bar came back and hit the entry level. I might have me a sugar daddy. I'm weak. That car is ugly to you? There we go, look. You know what? To be honest with you, most supercars or like luxury cars are ugly to me, if I'm being honest. V8 coupe, $2. It's not the ugliest car I've ever seen, but I don't know. Really long noses and short butts just looks weird. But it's not terrible. But yeah, most supercars ain't my thing. Now, what makes it really ugly is when you take pictures from this freaking angle. Why? That's so ugly. Why would you do such a thing? What is that? Now, that's terrible. Like the red one that I showed wasn't bad looking. I don't like the way this one looks though. I don't know if it's the color or how the front like has that extra lip on the bottom or something. I don't know, but it's not. It's yucky. It's yucky. Okay. So we continue the downtrend. We got an immediate rejection again. Please don't. It's big. I can't take that no matter what. Looking to add 1 micro to your short runner. The wit. Where's your target? Oh, wait. What are you hoping the price gets to? Because I know you said 1,000 ticks earlier. So where's the TP? That cyber. Oh, baby. That cyber truck is. Let me tell you something. You are a crazy person if you drive around in that ugly thing. That thing is terrible. I don't, Tesla or not, that thing is terrible. Ew. It is so bad. Mm-mm. Now that definitely is not my shush. All right, what are we going to do here? Let's see if we can push through the bottom. Got a little bit of structure over here from earlier. What time is this? Oh, this was like 30 minutes ago. I just want to see the bottom just fall out. Just fall out and let's just take sales the rest of the session. It's fine. You could do it. You could do it. $19,305. All right, you got a little ways to go. Another 200 points. You have a Cybertruck. You are overcompensating for something. If you ask me, it's gotta be. But you know what? I feel like a lot of people overcompensate when they do certain things like that. Like, don't get me wrong. Luxury is luxury, right? But I just feel like there are certain people who are like so hell-bent on luxury and designer and things like that, that it weirds me out, and I just feel like you're overcompensating. Like, why is this so important to you? I don't get it. I don't get it. So don't worry, guys. When I start getting payouts and I'm making a whole bunch of money every month, you're not going to see anything change. So I think it's weird. But I also sometimes think that, and it's nothing against people who didn't grow up with much. That's not what I'm saying. But I think that sometimes you can just tell that certain people just didn't grow up with a whole lot. And so when they get to the point where they can afford the things that they probably wanted when they were younger, they just wild out. Like, I think some of the ugliest designer is like the shirts that just has the logo just constantly printed in a pattern all over. It's like you're literally only wearing that because of that designer, because if it was any other logo, you would think that this shirt looks stupid. Or the whole track suits with the Fendi F's everywhere or the Gucci G's everywhere. It looks so stupid to me. And my apologies if any of you guys like that stuff, but it just looks dumb to me. It does. All right, so moving this zone up here. No divergence, because I don't even think that's the, oh, it is a pattern that I want, but yeah, we pushed off that zone down there, so nothing for now. I mean, every time we've changed zones, it's been like literally an immediate rejection back in, which sucks. I mean, this is a literal, besides us chopping and breaking out here, just a chop fest. But at least I'm under 250 negative. Can't count our chickens before they hatch, but hopefully we stay there. And we don't go further than that. And actually, I just realized I never filled out my trade journal for today. But I'm going to start doing that so I can start journaling immediately. I got a couple of things I want to do today. We only had 9:30 news today. Thursday. since the 11 o'clock news doesn't matter anymore since I'm not trading till 11. Oh wait, I almost wrote 9:30. It's light. I got the rejection here. We rejected too hard. Now we wait again. I can't take the sell to try to push off of this zone because the VWAP is in the wrong spot. I need the VWAP to be a little bit lower in order for me to take that. I'm just really hoping that I can have my kind of like breakout week next week. That'll be week 5. I feel like all my rules is as solid and solidified as they can be. At that point, it'll just be making sure I'm not making mistakes. If I have a question about one of the setups, making sure that I look at my cheat sheet. If it's not anything on my cheat sheet that says I can't take it, take the damn trade. Hopefully I don't have anything left on my cheat sheet where there's an if or type of situation. All right, notes. All right, let me write the notes of the few things I want to look at. Regular, alt, with the double bottom, double top middle, swing, news, and all right, just 3 things to look at. Now I want a salad for lunch. It's not supposed to be pretty. It's a steel electric pickup truck. It's durable and safe. Yeah, but you couldn't make that not so ugly. It's not even the... I was going to say it's not the boxiness that's the problem, but it kind of is. But I mean, if it's steel, it makes sense why it's boxy. But I just feel like maybe if it looked more like a Jeep or something boxy versus what the hell that is. That looks like a Transformer truck. I don't know. It just looks bad. Durable and safe. It's anything but those things perhaps after they fix all the defaults. Didn't they have... didn't they just have a recall recently? I feel like I did see that they had a massive recall recently. I could be wrong. Let's see. Tesla Cyber truck. The first thing that comes up is rust. Recall. Something wrong with the accelerator pedal assembly. Tesla has agreed to recall nearly 4,000 of its Cybertruck pickups to fix an accelerator pedal that can get stuck, raising the risk of crashes. What did you say about safe? No. All right, so we got a rejection off the top of the zone again. Oh, sorry, I didn't realize that was like that. Market, if you hate me, just say that. If you don't want me to trade you, just say that. 49, 788, 76. $49. 64, 18. But I'm gonna tell you guys, like, I'm really focused on, like, I haven't even been gaming much this week or anything, because when I tell you I'm focused on doing whatever adjustments I need to do to go into next week, the reason why I'm as focused as I am is because number one, it's already been a month as of this week. But then number two, also, one of my accounts that I get to start trading again next week, well, the only account that I have coming back next week, there's $700 in profit in that account. So, yeah, I want to be able to just go ahead and pass it. And that's why I'm going to tomorrow double the contracts. I'll probably really only double the contracts on the account that renews on Monday, because if I can get it back to full drawdown and all of that, I'm just going to carry the balance forward. However, I'm not going to trade it immediately, just like I just did with that account that is up $700. Because it renewed on the 1st, I let it sit out all last week. And actually, did it renew on the 1st? No, it renewed on the 4th. The 5th. It renewed on the 5th. So that's why I sat out of it all of this week. So it's coming back next week. So I'm basically giving myself 3 weeks to be able to hit the profit target with it. And I know that if I can just finalize the last little small kinks, that I should be able to do this. I should be able to, because it's already been 3 months since I accidentally passed the first account, and I did not think that it would take me this long to solidify my strategy, but it has. It has. So yeah. And technically, I mean, even though I did start trading volume in January 1st, technically I really only went with that strategy for about 2 months, considering I didn't change to that Renko setting until March 11th, I think it was. So it was like 2.5 months of failure. Or no, 2 months. 2 months exactly, probably. But yeah. All right, so let's see. See what we do here. What they have to manufacture? The focus is gonna pay off. Can't wait. I swear. Me neither. I'm as ready. Okay, because it's already like. It's very irritating, like, being in this predicament or position that I'm in, because I know how to trade. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could legit just go back to intraday swing trading, but it's very frustrating knowing how to trade and struggling to put together something that is totally opposite of how you've been trading successfully. But at the same time, all the chart time that I put in then is why I already knew, like, what indicators I wanted to use, which ones I wanted to get rid of that I was already using, and things like that. I mean, I haven't really been enjoying the entire process of this because it's very frustrating. I mean, like I've told you guys before, I don't care about losing in front of people. I really don't care. But because when I came to YouTube, I thought that I already had the way that I wanted to trade. That's the most frustrating part, not the losing part, but the fact that I thought I already came into this knowing how I wanted to trade. But I'm grateful for the fact that I had the ability to put all the chart time in that I have, because I've learned so much. And it's been a journey. And I think the other frustrating part is every time you feel like you're right there and you're almost at the finish line, and then price action, volatility, volume, something shows you that like, yo, your strategy is not where you think that it is, adjust all the adjustments, and then just complete strategy changes. Because from when I came onto YouTube in December until January, I was that was a strategy change. And then from January to March, there was no strategy change, but there was playing around with Renko settings, which is a lot to do within itself. Trying to find the setting that works for you. It's just like trying to find the time frame that you like to trade best. Do you like a 1 minute or a 3 minute or a 5 or a 4 hour? Like, going through that whole process is just so freaking annoying. And then from basically May until now, I'm trading a third strategy. But the crazy thing is, my setups have always been the same this entire time. All of my setups have been the same, but the strategy to change them or to trade them has changed, which is, ugh, who wants to deal with that, right? But I don't know. I know it's going to pay off. And I was just telling one of my trading buddies, like, because he's ready to quit trading because it's been so frustrating for him. And he's like, I've put 3 years into this. I'm like, 3? I wish. But he's gotten payouts from Apex and everything. But he's just like in a very frustrating place right now. He's like, I need to find a real career and all these other things. And I said, well, me and you are totally opposite. The reason why I can't give up is because I've already done that for 10 years. I've done that for 10 years already. Continuously giving up, stopping for a year, stopping for 6 months, get back for a couple months, stop again. It's either life hit me, I was too focused on other things that really didn't matter because those things I knew were temporary anyway. So it's just been a lot, right? But I told him, I said, I've had the same career, nursing, for basically almost 13 years now. I always knew, as much as I love helping people, as much as I loved healthcare when I got into it, I knew that I was not going to be a 60-year-old nurse. I knew I wasn't going to be a 40-year-old nurse. I knew that career was temporary. So the fact that I have what some people might think is like a prestigious type of career, something that I can do at any time. There's so many opportunities. For me, I did kind of shortchange myself in my career because I ended up getting into psych. Psych is a highly specialized area. And while you're in psych, most of the time you're going to lose your medical skills, which I still know how to start IVs, draw blood, all of that stuff, put in catheters, things like that. But the reality is I don't want to do it. I just don't. So I won't. But it's hard for me actually where I live to find a position in psych because we don't have a lot of psych facilities here to begin with. He is trying to find a career that he likes, that he can get a steady paycheck with and stuff like that. So we're just total opposite, The only frustrating thing that will sometimes make me feel like I'm just ready to go back to a job is just the fact that when I closed down my credit repair business, that was the last income that I had besides e-commerce. I was making money with e-commerce, but I told y'all some 3 months ago that my TikTok shop got closed down. And actually this month, all of my profits will be released. Yes. I have $2,800 that TikTok is holding from me right now. Not fun. But anyway, even when I had different businesses, I never took money from that. So I think the last time I probably worked a nursing shift, besides a little bit that I did last year helping my cousin out at her job, was 2 years ago. Now, I'm grateful that I was smart enough to save a hell of a lot of money while I was getting out of debt and once I got out of debt. But seeing your bank account dwindle every month, regardless of how much is in there, that's more stressful than anything. Because no matter how much money I have, which I have a lot of it, I feel broke because there's nothing replacing it, right? But That's the risk that I took when I decided, like, all right, if I'm getting pushed out of this job, this is going to force me to focus. Now, what I really should have done 2 years ago, hello, Maurice, welcome to the stream. Thank you for the sub. But what I should have done 2 years ago, that should have been when I really started focusing on trading, which 2 years ago in May was when I bought my first Apex account, but I wasn't focused on trading. I thought that even though I was going through a couple of things at my job at the time, I thought that I wouldn't say safe, because honestly, it was me that walked away from the situation. But I just thought that, like, oh, I'll just take me like a little break or something and I'll get back into it. But then as time went on, it was like, oh, I'm really done with this career anyway. I hate healthcare. So much about healthcare goes against my own ethics and morals, and I just can't take it anymore. I just can't. But that's probably like the most frustrating part about all of it. It's just knowing, like, this is what things are riding on. And, you know, my trading buddy was like, well, even though I know that people can be successful with it, I also look at the odds and that gets to me. And I just feel like, you know, I'm never going to be able to be consistently profitable. And I'm like, bro, forget the statistics. Especially because his problem isn't even his strategy. His problem is him. He goes on tilt. I can see if your problem was your strategy and you feeling like you want to give up, absolutely. But at the same time, we always talk about how most people's problem in trading is the psychological aspect of it. But you have to figure out how to get that part in line. My problem is the opposite. I'm just trying to get the strategy fixed. That's it. That's it. Not the first company to have a recall. Trenches don't play about that Cybertruck. Trenches must have one. The long is wrong, back red. Know exactly what you mean. Everything happens as it should. Absolutely. I am a huge proponent for most things. I'm not going to say everything happens for a reason, because when bad things happen to good people, I never feel like it's for any reason whatsoever. But most things happen for a reason. They do. They absolutely do. But aside from the little frustrating parts of it, I have been enjoying the journey, mainly because I'm just happy that I am back focused on trading, and I'm glad that I don't have any distractions. Because for me, I told you guys, most of the time for me, whenever things would get frustrating or life, whatever happens, it's like, yeah, I'm making money trading, but I'd rather just rely on this steady paycheck at my job, or I'd rather just rely on this or rely on that. And now that I've removed all of that, that's the only reason I have not quit during this process. The only reason. Well, y'all got a small part of it too. But considering I quit my other YouTube with 18,000 subscribers, it's not just the YouTube part of it. But I just know that despite the odds, that I can get exactly where I need to get to. But sometimes I just be like, yo, I am extremely intelligent, but trading makes me feel stupid. It does sometimes, because it's like, why can't I just make all of this make sense? And for me, it's like 100% of the things that I see on the chart does not need to make sense. Like I tell you guys, sometimes it's just like, oh, that's just the time that you lose with this setup. You win with that setup, you win 80% of the time. This is part of the 20%. So everything doesn't need to make sense. But sometimes it's just like, bro, where is my mind right now? Where is it? Where is it? I cannot take a trade right now. My levels are not in order, and my middle level is actually, the bias is a downtrend right now. It won't change to an uptrend until like halfway in this zone. So it can be kind of choppy right now. 2 out of 3 levels are showing an uptrend. So we'll see what happens. But we got 15 minutes left. I'm not confident that anything will set up. So let's see. Let's see. Unsubs. Ooh! And that's why you a small part. No. Hey, Scooby Dooby. Good morning. How are you? Hope all is well. 580 is Where is 580? Oh, we're almost there. We just hit it again. What did you say? Oh, you said the long was wrong. Where did you take a long at? And we definitely keep coming back to 580. 580 has kind of been like where one of the standard deviation levels are on the VWAP. It's been there kind of all day. It's the first lower one. Yeah, until we kind of break above really 590, there's kind of nothing I could do here, for real. Either break 590 or break below 549, and I highly doubt either of those happen in 15 minutes. But maybe I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. Because if I can get one win, we don't want a loss. If I could just get one win before I get out of here, that would be nice. And if we do continue the uptrend, I'm just looking for the buy. Looking for the buy pullback. No divergence here. Also, I just hate what structure does when we break one part of the zone but not the whole one. Because you can see when we break the blue line, the red line paints. So it's downside pressure, but it's really kind of still upside pressure because we really didn't break the zone. But looks like we might break back to the top. This was the old zone that changed it to an uptrend to begin with. So let's see what we get here. What am I trading? I'm sorry. Oh, this is Nasdaq. Thank you, Apple Jacks. See, my girl got you. Nasdaq on Renko charts. The Renko setting is 16 and 1, so the brick size is 16, and the threshold is 1 tick, meaning that it takes 32 ticks from the top or bottom of a candle and to the close to paint a reversal bar. And then every tick in that direction will paint a new bar. And then over here is just a 30-second chart, because most of the time, most of my trades will either follow a 10-second chart structure or 30-second. So I just decided to keep the 30-second because usually it only follows a 10-second chart in the first like 30 to 45 minutes of market open. And after that, it follows more of a 30. And the explanation is right. Girl. You did well. You did well. All right, let's see what we got here. Could not take the trade there as much as I wanted to. The point of control was too low. It was in the wick. I wanted it to be in the body for this particular setup. We did get a zigzag change as well. My runner and ad have been stopped out, so no more PA trading today. Daily profit target has been hit, so all is well. I should get to static by the end of the week. Hey, congratulations. What's your daily profit target? Okay, cool. Now this was looking crazy to me today, so I took a buy on gold today. How did you do with the gold trade? One of my friends was just asking me about gold. Was that yesterday she asked me? Maybe the day before. She was asking me about gold, and I told her, because she's tired of crude oil, she feels like crude oil is like watching paint dry, which is why I stopped trading it a long time ago. But I told her that gold kind of moves smooth. Well, it moves like crude oil to me in a way of how smooth it is, and it's more volatile than crude oil most of the time. I used to love trading crude oil more so in the afternoon. I didn't really care too much about the morning session for crude oil most of the time. And I also like trading it early. Like even when I traded gold, that's when I used to love trading at 7 o'clock in the morning. But she can't wake up that early anymore. I can't. I just can't. I just can't. All right. So I want to take this trade. However, there's some congestion here, and I don't really know how I feel about it. And considering we are at right below 250 negative, I don't really want to chance this. I do remember not last Friday, but the Friday before, we rejected enough for it to not matter anymore. But I do remember taking a trade like that where we were kind of in this congested area. And I remember that the volume of the swing I entered the trade on, the last swing was more than the previous swing in the same direction, which was what was happening here. And I lost the trade. So that's why I was a little iffy, but zigzag changed to red, so we're good. It invalidated itself. That's what we like to see. 1K profit target. I made $1,500 on 5 contracts. Nice. Are you a scalper or, well, obviously you're not a scalper, so you're an intraday swing trader. Do you typically find opportunities on gold every day? You know what? I'm about to do something real quick. Is that that's a double bottom start. We don't like that. I want to see something. Oh no. Hopefully that's not moving too fast. I actually want... the Russell. I'm about to open up the Russell real quick because I want to just see something. I hope this isn't my old template. That'll make me mad actually. I think it is. Fuck, it is. What is price doing? Nothing. Well, that's super old. Alright, let's do this instead. Then I can remove it. I'm trying to put... don't need that, and I don't need this. Don't need that. I wanted to see if this works on the Russell. The Russell or the Dow are probably the only other instruments I would want to trade eventually if that's what I decide to do. But I would need for the setups to work out the same exact way. because I don't want to have to change something just because I'm on a different instrument. You get what I mean? So I want the rules to still apply the same exact way. And I know with the Russell, a 10-in-1 chart is the best chart to use because a point there is 10 ticks. Now, let's see where's price at. There's nothing I could do right there either. All right, we got 5 minutes left. Like I said, I don't perceive anything else happening before it's time to get off. What's 6:13? But yeah, eventually I am going to want to possibly, but it would really only be for days like this where there's just not a lot going on. I would just possibly want another instrument to trade the exact same thing. I'm pretty sure I don't want it to be ES. I hate that instrument. Like, hate. Don't get me wrong, it's made me some money in my personal accounts, but I don't know if I could take ES. Let me see. Let me open up an 8-in-1 chart on ES and see what it looks like. What day is this? Yesterday? It didn't look too bad yesterday. Oh wait, no, I think it's just now switching. Never mind. Are my charts frozen? Yes. Why? Oh, there it goes. It fixed. Yeah, ES is a dud. Let's see what gold looks like. I used to use a 10-in-1 chart on gold too. Oh wait, do we got some movement here? No, it's divergence I can't take. Did I close it? Oh, no, I didn't. You know, gold actually doesn't look that bad. I might actually consider gold, which is an instrument I actually used to enjoy trading. Let's see, that would be a 1 bar. Can't trade that. PLC's right on the line. The PLC is wrong. That one's right. Yeah, I might look at gold. Who knows? Who knows? All right, I think we got a reversal. We did. But I needed to pull back to 596. In the next 3 minutes. And reject there in the next 3 minutes. Good morning, True Seeker. How are you this morning? I switched to the Dow and seen a lot more success. NQ moves too crazy for you. I feel it. I feel that. I mean, to me, the Dow and the Nasdaq move kind of similar, but like you said, it's just not, it just doesn't have as much crackhead energy as the Nasdaq. It was a scalp. I was in the trade about 5 minutes or less, but no, I have certain criteria I look for before I place a trade, and gold was the only setup I saw. I saw all morning, but I trade gold, NAS, US 30. Are you a Forex trader? Are you a futures trader? Breakout after I take my L. Why don't you mark it? Oh yeah, because you were looking for that buy. The Dow, I haven't looked at the Dow in a while. Let's see. YM0624. The Dow was always a little iffy for me with Rinkos because I couldn't tell if I needed to use a 10-in-1 chart or a 20-in-1. I feel like a 10-in-1 would work so much better, especially when actually it's pretty damn smooth. I mean, I don't have my indicators on the chart to see where the consolidated areas are, but it's pretty smooth. You know what? Maybe I'll look into adding the Dow instead. You can see even on most of the reversals, you don't really have a whole lot of wick outs that happen. Let me see if I add. I'm not gonna add everything, but I at least just want to add the my half trends. All right, the session's over, but I do want to look at this real quick. Mid, major. Let's see. Yeah, that actually is not too bad. Because some of the other indicators that I put on the chart would prevent me from certain trades anyway. I usually can see when the trend is ending. I don't know, I might look at it. But it's definitely extremely smooth, which is good. Yeah, if I can use my same exact setup on here, I would trade it. All right, let me show you guys. Oh, wait. There's really no recap to do today because y'all saw all the trades that I took. But since I didn't take any trades before I got on the stream. However, so we took 8 trades today. 1, 2, lost 4, broke even on 2. There's 3 things that I need to look at in regards to the losses today to see if they can be mitigated. They might not be able to, and if not, that's okay. I'm not trying to mitigate every loss, just the unnecessary ones. I'll show you guys what the accounts dashboard looks like, but before I do that, actually I will recap the trades only so that I can show you guys which ones I'm iffy about and which ones I'm okay with taking the loss on. All right, so let's go here, and I'm just gonna make this bigger to make it a little bit easier. All right, so let's recap. First trade I took was, I'm just gonna squeeze the charts a little bit. All right, so trade number 1 was this, if I can find it on my own damn chart. Did I go back too far? Oh no, I did take a trade right before I got on the stream. That was this first sell right here. And like I said, the biggest thing with this is that I already had a rule, and this was just me probably forcing it because I was over the fact that, like, why have I been trading for 30 minutes and got no setups? But either way, the change zone, as you can see, to change the bias from an uptrend to a downtrend happened there. And I have a rule right now where if it pulls back to my middle or my major level and the previous bar, the previous reversal bar, like rejects off the bottom of the zone if I'm going for a sell, or the top if I'm going for a buy, we don't take the trade. And so part of me only chanced it because we did close inside of the zone, but Obviously, that doesn't matter for this particular setup. I could do it if it's a rejection at my minor level, but not the major. So that was just me. It was just me. All right, so moving forward, and I'm going to show you guys what the trailing drawdown and all that stuff is on the accounts right after I finish this. So this was the next trade that I took. We got the breakout for the downtrend finally, and I just had an alternate divergence counter trend play, and it worked out for the win. And actually, honestly, my alternate divergence trades for the counter trend is probably my most favorite trade ever. I'm not gonna lie. It's super accurate for the most part. All right, so this was the next trade that I took, and this was just counter trend divergence off of the session low. Worked out really well for the win. The next trade I took, and I'm actually going to, so you guys can see the actual entries and stuff. Let me zoom in a little bit. All right, so this was the next trade that I took. Just another divergence play, but the zigzag changed on this, which is why I got out, and I'm glad that I did because I would have lost the trade if I didn't. Even though the zigzag stayed green once this bar closes, it did flash red at the time. So yeah, I ended up being able to skate out of that loss. So this is the next trade I took. Now this is one that I'm kind of questioning a little bit. Everything set up the way that I wanted to as far as what the POC was, what the volume was, or whatever. My only issue in what I'm going to look at today is what the probability of me winning a trade when it's a regular pullback and there's a double bottom in the middle or a double top if I'm going for a buy. I used to have specific parameters for this when I used to trade volume the other way that I was trading it, but I have not made a parameter for this. It might just be that, hey, when we have a double bottom or a double top middle, I cannot take the regular pullbacks, or it might be that I need the POC to be somewhere else other than where it was on this particular trade. I think also another possibility is that when I have a double bottom or double top middle, that it needs to pull all the way back to my minor level, which it did not in this instance. The only thing it did was reject off of the sell rotation level, which sometimes is not enough. I'm thinking it's probably that I need to come all the way back to my minor level, because basically I'm trying to trade against a double bottom without having any level of resistance to help it besides this rotation level, if that makes sense. So I'm going to see kind of how that ends up playing out. But I just have a feeling that with that trade, it was the double bottom middle that caused the issue. So we'll see. All right. So next trade was a while ago here. I don't think this was a trade that I was questioning. I just think that it lost, but I will look at it and see if there's anything that can change with that particular one. I prefer when I'm trading my regular pullbacks. I just legit don't like when there's more volume in the current swing than the previous swing. The previous swing in the same direction. So basically there was more volume in this swing than this one. To me, typically what that means is that there's too much of a rejection for whatever reason. Now we did have a trend bias change here, and that could have been the thing. But if we are continuing in the uptrend, then each swing should be less than the previous swing. Once it becomes more volume in that swing, it means that we're starting to hit a level of resistance. Whether it's a level of resistance that I can see on my chart or not is a whole nother thing, but that's just the way that I interpret volume when I'm looking at Rinko candles. So yeah, I am going to look at that trade, but I don't know if there's anything that I could do about that. This was the trade I definitely know I could do something about. I'm going to end up looking over that to kind of see how I can interpret that. But like I said, I noticed that most of the trades where the POC is in the wick of that particular setup works out 90% of the time. But when it's in the body, it is not. So we'll kind of see what happens with that. I think this was the last trade that I took where I broke even manually, but it would have been a break even no matter what. And I'm pretty sure that's it. I don't think we had anything else, right? No, because we just fucking consolidated the whole time. All right, so here's what the accounts are looking like. Tomorrow, the top account, I'm going to multiply the contracts because we got to either get back to full drawdown. We got to get back to full drawdown, basically. So I'm just going to multiply the contracts the entire session, hoping that going into tomorrow, I have enough tweaks to where we can mitigate enough losses to not end up negative. And then depending on where I end at tomorrow after the actual session, I might go back in the afternoon. So like, let's say I'm not at full drawdown by the end of the session. I'll wait until the afternoon to see if I can get back to full drawdown. I'll just trade from 2 to 2:30 Central Standard Time and just kind of go from there. But still got 2,100 drawdown in this account, and this account I got a couple more weeks to be able to trade that. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at. And yeah, let me see. I have a futures and a small forex account. I got you. I only thought that you only traded forex because you said US 30 and NAS 100, and most people who trade forex refer to it as that. When will I start to trade gold so I could prep my I don't know because after looking at the Dow, I kind of rather trade the Dow, but I don't know. Honestly, I can tell you that I'm not going to add any instruments until I feel like my system is all the way ready. And probably once I pass the next account. Like, I don't want to add any unnecessary stress to my life. Which another instrument would add unnecessary stress right now, because then it would be, well, it works over here, but not over here. I want whatever works on the Nasdaq to work on a different instrument. And if it doesn't work on a different instrument, I'm just not going to trade it. Because the reality is, I just feel like if my strategy doesn't work on the most volatile instrument, why do I want to trade it on another one? You know what I mean? So I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. I thank you guys for tuning in. Please like the video on your way out if you haven't already. Subscribe if you haven't already. But other than that, I'll see you guys bright and early tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye, guys.